Dr. Stan! I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. Thurman,
Whoa,
I want to
what was
start with something that just made me think of. I'm pretty sure you've said this exact thing in our reviews before, which means you and this author, high key, are like you're vibing right now, and I'm trying to find the
that?
line. Uh, I wanted to read it exactly. Maybe I have to fucking improv. It's something about. No, hold on. Wait, here it is. They say it's almost as if when you were born, you assigned full stats to intelligence, willpower, and effort, but zero to luck. Swear you've said that. That is Senku. It's very funny.
Oh my god. Yo.
That's how
All right, so
you've like described characters like that before.
oh, thank you. Wow. Ooh.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that until
It's page 8 lower or page 8 like lower right corner.
let's see. You just have to say it's almost as if when you were born, you were signed for. Oh yeah, bro.
You
Yo,
wrote that line.
that's facts. Yo, 'cause it really. I mean, think about it. It really does feel like I know it's cringy, edgy, whatever you want to call it, but it really feels like sometimes like whoever, no matter what religion you believe in and whatnot, like it really feels like certain stats that you were given were put in more to what like like when you start an MMO, you have like your stat screen and shit, right? And you're just like, oh, okay, I have a like this is your intelligence, your wisdom, strength, agility, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it really does feel like some points get put into more than others when it comes to that shit. And it's just like, oh,
Yeah, genetics is a thing. I don't know if you can
and
genetic
and
luck, but
and my, and my luck is extremely fucking down, extremely.
well, sometimes you got to work for it though. Like
Luck,
if you
luck,
want better luck,
intelligence, charm is technically one stat in Dragon Quest. So charm is down. Uh, let's see.
charm, yeah, but
What
like
what what
speaking
what
as
do I,
someone who has zero charm, I'm aware that like you can do stuff to improve it. Like don't just think that like as long as you're not in that boat where it's like, well, I'm born how I was born and there's nothing I can do to change it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I on this regard, I aspire to the Hunter x Hunter way of explaining this. Do you remember when Biscuit brought out the chart and showed it to Kilo? You remember the chart?
yeah,
It's such a good chart. She has
like
like
a C on a good day can be an A on a bad day.
exactly fighter A, fighter B, fighter C, fighter D, and it was like fighter A is like the strongest, fighter D is the weakest. But she had like these bars, vertical bars that went up and down, and it was like fighter A on his best day is beating B, C, and D. But fighter C on their best day and fighter A on their worst day, fighter C beats fighter A, right? And that was basically that's how I look at life. Like sure, you might have been born with low luck, but if you rock Lee the fuck out of that, work extra hard, maybe you can bring your charm up to like, an A on their average day if you work hard enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, because that's what levels are for and all this extra stuff like that. So it's really definitely really all it does. But I really like that line though. That's definitely a me
Screamed
line.
you, Thurman.
Like really, see,
This author's fucking amazing. I'm a real big fan of how he writes. The dialogue is just so understandable. Like this is a good explanation. I always talk about how my main problem with Naruto was that the dialogue, it felt like it was like Shakespearean robots writing it. Like everyone talks like the weight of my despair is beyond yours. And it's like stop. Don't no one talks like that. Like what are we in fucking Shakespearean times but also ninjas? Like I don't understand. Like Dr. Stone characters talk like real motherfuckers, And even you can't even say, oh, well, Naruto's takes place in a different universe, in a different time. Because Promise Neverland does the same shit. Where, like, their characters don't speak like real people. They speak like they're just, like, basically like the
game.
AIs in fucking video games. Like, go here. We have to go here now. Get the book. Find the hint.
Like, it reminds me of, like, old school, like, JRPGs where, like, the characters are just speaking just to move the plot along.
Yeah. So, like, Dr. Stone, if there's one thing that Dr. Stone's so good at, it's that the dialogue is just so normal. It feels like real motherfuckers talking, and I think that that's something that's hard to do when you're writing something. Like, you have to really think, like, how would people just really be talking? That was something that my English teacher would always say to the students, like, don't write, when you're writing a paper, they always taught you to write not how you talk, but write more professionally, because for a research paper, you want it to sound professionally. But when you're writing a story, you have to kind of reverse that and go back to how people talk. But I think some writers get stuck in, like, the professional speak, and they don't realize that that's not how people talk. So, yeah, Dr. Stone's really good at that.
Yeah, and so this chapter is very straightforward, so it might not be that long.
It's a Chrome chapter, motherfucker.
But it's a Chrome appreciation post right here. Chrome
Thurman.
appreciation, like
Thurman.
This man is MVP, right? I love how this entire chapter is just them trying to. First of all, can we talk about like Rue is looking fine as fuck in this panel right here? Like,
Speaking of her, the shipping is so real. Everyone and the whole cast is like, come on, Chrome, get it.
Yeah, like, bro, like, did you feel me on this? That Yuri had a little bit of like sass going on there a little bit, like that confident like look right there.
Oh yeah. I'm still more of a Kohaku man myself, but yeah.
No, bro, I was feeling that, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
Listen,
I was feeling
Ruri
that.
Is that typical like woman who's like gonna lay all daintily in bed and she's No, I want a woman who's gonna fucking jump on top of me, take charge, crush my head in between my thighs.
That's cap. Look at the way she's looking, bro.
No.
Ruri's definitely that.
No.
Ruri's
definitely a sickly, frail woman.
Nope. She's definitely that nice girl in the streets, but not in the sheets top, bro.
No, that's Kohaku, bro.
No, bro. Where do you think Kohaku get them from? Kohaku get them from her sister.
No, they're like so different. They're so different. The whole point, bro, siblings aren't just alike. Like, are you the same as your siblings?
Certain aspects.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up.
But no.
I bet you. So you're a boob man, right? I guarantee you, one of your siblings is like, "Fuck you, you're wrong, ass all the way."
Like a little, think about it. They even said this. Like they when she was sick, and when she got sick, what the first thing she did? She wanted to go for a run. And what the elder say? She was like, "Oh, I forgot. She just like Kohaku. She
all right, fine. Maybe she.
Yeah, bitch. Take
but
that.
Like, she's still objectively not as good as Kohaku.
Because you're biased. Look at you.
I love Kohaku.
Oh my.
People make fun of them wide eyes. I'm into it. I don't care. In real life, it'd be horrific, but like I can in the art. I don't.
This man's going full on.
I'm simping for a Kohaku. Okay.
You're doing that full on. You're going like full on Sakura versus Hinata. Hinata's better.
Hinata's better.
Style. Like, bro.
Although not most of his women characters are awful. We've discussed this. Kishimoto, to clarify.
Fine. You're a which one can I use for you? Okay, you're a Orihime versus Rukia.
Rukia.
Orihime is objectively better for Ichigo.
Rukia is objectively better.
Yeah, like that's you.
I have answers for all of this. Wow. No, yeah, I get what you're saying for sure. She's looking foxy. I think the word is foxy. She's looking foxy right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So I'm loving the fact that they're all like even Kohaku, bro. A ship is legit when like do you realize how rare that is? Like when you're into a girl and their sister is like, "Yo, I want this to happen. I'll help you." Like, can you imagine?
Oh yeah.
Kohaku is literally like, "Oh, are you giving this gem to my sister? Absolutely. Let me help you."
Like, cause it's so great because that entire chapter is just like you ever like we talked about this before, but you ever there's just these two friends who like they subconsciously flirt with each other, they're obviously perfect for each other, and it's just like they don't realize that they're so oblivious to each other's advances. You're just sitting there like, oh my god, just do something already, fall in love already, god damn it. Like that's how I'm feeling right now.
Right, but like so rarely do you see this where like the sister is like, because normally the sister I feel would be very protective, you know what I mean? And there's like, especially in our world, there's this like attitude of like all men are out to get you. He's gonna fuck, you know what I mean? So like it's so nice to see like Kohaku be like, absolutely, I want you to slam my sister. Let's go. I love it.
Like, oh my god, Chrome, hurry up and make me an auntie already. God damn it.
Yes. seriously, that is best wing girl Kohaku. Okay, holy shit, I love her.
Like, so I love the whole Viking talk too. So it does make sense, right? Because Vikings went on boats.
Yep.
They had a bunch of shit going on.
We should, by the way, Christopher Columbus Day should be replaced with Viking Day because 1, they found America first. 2, I'm not sure if Vikings were rapists. They may have been, but like Christopher Columbus was a rapist.
Every group has bad seeds.
That's true, but Christopher Columbus is one guy, and he was bad. So like, yeah, just I like to spread that information because not enough people know. Go watch the Adam Ruins Everything about Christopher Columbus. He was a fucked up guy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Anyway, for real though, Chrome, I'm loving him more and more every chapter. In fact, I'm gonna say it right now, Thurman. I know not this year because 1, the con will probably be canceled this year because everything's fucking canceled this year. But 2, I know you already have that character, but at one point, one of the cons, and like it ain't gonna be like the Mob and Reagan thing where we like went half measure. No, we're gonna go full in. I want you to be Black Senku, and I want to be Chrome.
I am so down
because I fucking love Chrome. Like the more I see him, like he's got this innocence, like just this, like I don't even know if I can explain it in words, but like just his excitement to learn. Like it reminds me, I don't know. It's like that when there's a certain age I think where we all had where before we got jaded, before we were like, oh fuck learning, fuck school. He's just like so excited to learn. He's at that stage in his life where like his head's like a sponge and he wants to absorb it all, and he's like fascinated by it. And before even Senku showed up, he lived in a world full of meatheads and not like Ooga Booga caveman, but pretty pretty old school humans. Not a lot of technology going on, and he had a mind beyond what his people had. He's kind of like a mind out of his time, and like you can see how happy he is. Like the second Senku came into his life, and yeah, that sounds kind of gay, but whatever, man. If that's the direction you want to go, sure. But the second that happened, there's like this, like he's like, oh my god, finally, like I think he's used to being the smartest person in his village, and finally now he's got like someone to look up to, and like stuff to learn. And it's just, there's a panel here. I want to find it, and I want to, because you were talking about Rui or whatever. How do you pronounce your name?
One more time.
Kohaku's sister. How do you pronounce her name?
Hold on, let me see. I have to look at her name again.
Well, you were talking about her like looking foxy or whatever, and like I have a panel I want you to look at because
Ruri or Ruri, I don't know what
Ruri, sure. Where the fuck is the panel? I'm finding it. I gotta find it. There was a panel. God damn it. Oh, let's see. Trump threatens to apply a never-used constitutional authority to adjourn Congress, and okay, that's boring. There's nothing. That's not a fun headline. I'm trying to find the panel. There's a panel where Senku is looking at Chrome, and it's like, yeah, okay. Go to page 15. Page 15 on the official manga app. Very bottom panel.
Okay.
You there?
Yep.
Bro, look at Senku's face looking at Chrome. He's so fucking proud of him. He's like, oh.
Yeah, I saw that shit. I was like, God, it's crazy because when I saw that, I was like, wow.
That's like a fatherly face from Senku.
That's the face of someone who's just like, look how far you've gone. Like, imagine, like, if you could think about it, right? Because when Senku first met Chrome was just like, he wasn't like dumb, but he was just like someone who was just like,
he was as smart as he could be in the environment he was in. He had a brain that was like,
Chrome as the character is just grown. So Senku looking at him, it's the same way you would look at a child that you haven't seen in a very long time. Like, let's say like you're a coach, right, of whatever sport, and you've known someone, you've been
like one of your students or players.
Yeah, for a very long time. But let's say like you're a family friend of someone. Like, let's say like you and someone you've known from high school grow up together, and you guys have kids, and their kid, like, and you're like a famous coach, and their kid trains you, right? He's trained by you, and then something happens, and you disappear, and you come back like 10, 20 years later, and you look at them and see how far they've grown. That's how Senku is. Very extreme example, but
legit, like
what it is.
100%, man. Like that
warmed my heart, bro. That definitely warmed my heart. I was just like, damn, Senku, man. I'm so proud. Like, I'm so fucking proud.
Like, you can tell because Senku, I feel like he's growing from this too, because Senku was, he when we first met him, he was still just kind of, he's just a high school student. I don't think he would have ever been like a guy that would be like, I feel like in the beginning he would have been like, I'm not taking anyone under my wing. That'd be 10 billion% annoying. I don't know. You know what I mean? But like, you can see now, I feel like this experience is teaching him like how, I don't know, like he's got this intelligence, and like he's weirdly neutral about it. I've talked about how he's like a very true neutral character, where Tsukasa has this ambitions about how society should be run, and all these other people around him have all these ambitions about how society should be run, and Senku's just like, I don't care, I just want to, my purpose is to restart it and then let it go from there. But I feel like Senku, at least from this experience, is learning, he's got vast, crazy amounts of intelligence, and I hope that he comes to realize, like, not only is there value in passing on that intelligence and teaching others that are willing to learn, but like it's probably very fulfilling for him, because clearly he reminds me of like the Doctor, because the Doctor in Doctor Who, he loves explaining shit. Like he loves like impressing people with his like with his mind, and like talking about this and that, and like you can tell Senku is someone who loves explaining stuff. And like he's probably used to explaining it to people, because like look at how most of the people that he explains it to, you see it even in this chapter, like they're like, what, huh, duh, you know what I mean, with the show. And Chrome is the one that's just like sitting there like, ooh yeah, of course, that makes sense, and I feel like they just have such a special thing, and I fucking adore it,
because it's always good. It's all good because it's interesting, because Senku has such a good moment with somebody. Like just like a few chapters ago, he had like good moments with Kohaku. Now he's having it with. Then he had a Ryutsu. Now he's having it with Chrome. It's just this is so good, man. This series,
character work in this series is phenomenal.
Like it's just so good, bro. I love it, man. This series does character interaction so good.
Bro, 100%, man. It's happening. You, Senku, me, Chrome. I'm getting that rope around my head. I'm gonna get a little wooden hammer. I love him.
That shit is fucking lit, bro.
Oh, I love him so much.
Now they made it to America.
Yo, see, now honestly, I don't know if they're gonna do this. I was expecting, because I was thinking about something. I don't know if you've ever read about this, but they talk about how, like California is like right on like a fault line, like where earthquakes happen and shit. And they talk about how it's incredibly likely that eventually California will like sink into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was wondering, in the middle of this chapter, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a prediction that they're gonna get there and California is gonna be completely sunken in. But now that they've gotten there, I don't know if I feel like that would have been the plot, or like the dun 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 cliffhanger. So maybe that's not gonna happen, but that would have been interesting. Yeah. So now that they're here, I guess it's just, where are they gonna go? Will he go down the route of there's people, just like the Treasure Island arc where they got there and there was people there, and or is it gonna be totally abandoned and it's just more like running around nature and building more shit? I'll be curious.
Yes. So now I just want to see if is America's gonna be full stoned, or there's gonna be people there. I want to know what's going. I want to know fully exactly what happened to America this past 3,000 years. I want to see some exploration time. I want to see one piece like exploration where everyone goes off in their little like groups and they just explore around America for like a few chapters. Cause that's what I'm hyped to see.
Well,
I want to see that.
The problem with that is really the only thing they'll see is things that we'd see in our world. The reason that exploration is fun in One Piece is because it's like fantastical fictional worlds. There's really not too much you could do exploration wise other than like trees and fields and lakes, and it's like at that point it becomes like a nature documentary.
Yeah, but you haven't seen this stuff in a long time, so I would like to see something similar to that, right?
It'll depend on what they do.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you could do with that type of stuff,
For sure. I also love what they did with the sun. I thought that was really clever. Like there's like the double images, and like one's fainter, and then once it's like the same brightness, that's where the sun is. No matter how cloudy it is, like the sun is always there. I was like, that was really cool.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of learning. You learn shit in this series.
Oh yeah. So anything else you want to talk about?
I'm just looking around. Other than wanting my fucking head crushed between Kohaku's beautiful thighs.
So with that out of the way, I'd give this chapter an 8 out of 10.
Look at the thigh shot on page 9 lower. Like she's got a gap. I can just stick my head right in there.
Oh boy,
I'm thirsting like hard right now for.
You're thirsting. I'm thirsting for rumors too.
No, fuck her.
And with that, while we're thirsting.
No, gross.
Yes, thirsting for Ryu, thirsting for Kohaku. And with that.
No, you can't. Is that really all there is? I guess that is. I'm sad.
Yes, it is. They saw whales. It's American.
Oh yeah. Forgot to mention the very important whales.
All right.
End of that.
Peace.